Hi, my name's Rob Spink. I teach chemistry at Bede. I have a PhD in organofluorine chemistry from Durham University. I went on to do some postdoctoral work there into microreactors before I went into teaching. I've been teaching for 20 years now, and I've now been at Bede for about 6 years. I really enjoy it here, it's great. So hopefully if you want to come and study here, you will get an excellent standard of chemistry teaching. So you might want to study chemistry if you're interested in how medicinal drugs are synthesized, how space probes analyze the Mars surface, how Olympic athletes are drug tested, or how explosives are made. In detail, you'll start off, there'll be a lot of crossover with GCSE, so you'll look at the periodic table, ionic and covalent bonding, and organic molecules such as alkanes and alkenes. You'll progress this at A level. We look at it in much more detail, and we perform chemical experiments which are much more accurate, so the accuracy level that you'll be expected to work to will be much higher. However, we will train you in order to be able to do these things accurately and in detail. You'll progress from these GCSE topics, which are covered in more detail, in Year 12 into the Year 13, and we'll start to look at the pH of acids in much more detail, which are logarithmic calculations. Also, how to calculate rates of reactions in detail and work out things called orders of reactions. And on the organic side, we'll move from things like alkanes and alkenes to things like carboxylic acids, esters, amines, amides, and other functional groups such as those. In lessons, there'll be a variety of techniques used to help you learn. It's obviously a very practical subject, so we'll use experiments to help you understand chemistry. Chemistry is an abstract subject, so to try and make that more tangible to students, I use a variety of props. So for example, yes, we use molymods to show molecules and so forth, but I also use more unconventional things like play balls to represent electrons in reactions, and today we've been doing about atomic orbitals, so we've been using balloons here and to show some p orbitals, how p orbitals are arranged around an atom. The results of our chemistry students at Bede have been excellent, outstanding over the last few years. In the last couple of years we've had 100% pass rates in both year groups. Last year's group, which went through, although they didn't get examined in the summer, the year before they did get examined as their AS results, and there they became in the top 16% of sixth form colleges in the country due to how much progress they had made. How do we get such good results at Bede? Well, what it comes down to is that I help to train you in becoming a more independent learner. So it's a very high priority for me that you take control of your learning, and I empower you to take control of your learning. So what I mean by that is when you do a test or any kind of assessment, I will get you to analyse your strengths and what areas that you need to improve. For those improvements, then we will discuss these strengths and areas for improvement in a one-to-one interview after the test, which we do every half term, and from that I'll set you a series of SMART targets, and those SMART targets that will enable you to go away and work independently on these areas that you need to improve. And if you do that, you will improve and your results will get better, and that is the reason why we were in the top 16% of sixth form colleges last year for improvement, for progress. So here at Bede we do OCR Chemistry A, which is an A level. It's a 2-year course. We actually put you through the AS in the first year. So there are 2 external exams which are known as the breadth and depth of chemistry. They're 1 hour and 30-minute exams. They both cover the whole aspect of chemistries that you study in the first year. This allows you to make a choice at the end of the first year. hopefully you would be enjoying the course and being successful, so you would continue on. But one advantage of studying at Bede is that if you did decide that you wanted to change courses, you haven't wasted a whole year. You're still going to come out after the first year with a qualification. Hopefully you would go on to the second year, and at the end of the second year you have 3 exams, and they're separated up into subjects. So the first paper is on inorganic chemistry and physical chemistry, the second paper is on organic chemistry, and the third paper is a synoptic paper on any aspects of the chemistry that you've studied. Alongside that, we have a practical aspect, and this is very similar to your core practicals at GCSE. Okay, so why would you come to Bede to study chemistry? Well, hopefully you realise that you're going to get a high standard of chemistry teaching. Other advantages of coming here, well, quite a small college, and so our lab is quite small. So what that means is that we can only get a maximum number of 20 people within the class. So therefore you've actually got quite a low teacher to student ratio. So that's very advantageous for you. Another excellent opportunity that we offer is that we have an excellent relationship with Lucite International, and one of my pals, Dr. Stuart Park from Lucite International, he comes in and he sets an industrial problem for the students. We have a little extracurricular club known as Chemists Going Into Industry, and he comes in and we look at a chemical problem that Stuart has at his Lucite plant in Billingham, and we see chemistry from an industrial perspective, which is different from a classroom perspective. So if you're particularly interested in careers such as medicine, veterinary science and dentistry, you will know that you need chemistry, and we get a lot of students who come through wanting to go on and study those. Our previous students have gone on to work for some of the big chemical companies such as AstraZeneca and GlaxoSmithKline, and obviously we've got this link now with Lucite in Billingham, so that's a useful link to have. And there are other careers available to you. So at university you may well want to go on to something like chemical engineering. There are other careers that are available to you. For example, chemistry is so highly regarded because you have to be numerate that it's useful if you wanted to go into something like accountancy and so forth like that. And even law, and particularly if you look at chemical law, there's not many students who have a good insight into chemistry and law, so therefore those kind of people are very sought after as well. Okay, so to get into chemistry at Bede, you would need to get a level 6 in the separate science of chemistry, or if you didn't do separate sciences, then you would need to get a level 6 in the combined sciences. Alongside that, due to the reasonably large content of maths involved in chemistry, you will also need to have at least a level 6 in GCSE maths. Okay, so hopefully I've given you a decent insight into chemistry at Bede, and I'd love to see you here starting in September. See you soon.